Hi everyone, thank you for listening this presentation today. My name is Yuriko Kikuchi from Japan. And this is my presentation title, How Rocket.Chat Changed My Life. At first, I want to start with a list things I experienced for the first time through Rocket.Chat. My first time joining an online meeting in English. And my first time giving a self-introduction in English. And my first time being interviewed in English. My first open source contribution. And my first global team. My first time interviewing someone, also in English. And my first time mentoring someone. And my first time English conference. My first lightning talk in English in front of 300 people. And every single one is because I met Rocket.Chat. Rocket.Chat didn't just give me a project to work on. It changed my life. Today, I want to tell you the story behind this list. In 2024, I joined GSOC as a contributor for Rocket.Chat. This was my first open source project, first time working in English. I'm a software engineer in Japan, but my experiences was almost all projects in Japanese. So I never worked on an English-speaking team. So when I started GSOC, I was terrified to speak English. In weekly meetings, I could barely speak and only say I didn't understand whole conversation about what was being said. But instead of asking in the moment, I tried to figure out alone after the meeting. At this time, I didn't realize that joining the discussion itself is a contribution. I had no confidence in English speaking, and most of the time just stayed quiet. I thought my mentors was confused, maybe. But I knew I had to change this situation. So I reached out to a friend working in the US and asked for advice. And I learned that I'm the one who should drive this project, not my mentors. So I changed my style. And my mentors always supported me, but I have to own it. So I made a decision. I told my mentors honestly, English isn't my strength. Please support me. And I started sending a 3-line agenda before every meeting. What I did, what decision I need, and what's next. This style changed everything. Faster decisions, blockers cleared sooner. And I didn't need perfect English. It didn't need perfect English. Just needed to show up and own the work. I won't pretend it was easy though, but after every single meeting, I was completely drenched in sweat. But by the end of the project, something had changed. I could laugh at my mentors, joking during calls, and I could follow the conversation and jumped in naturally. That's when I knew I had grown. And my growth, 3 mentors made this possible. They kept telling me, I'm here to help you. And they truly meant it. So I never made me feel less capable because of my English. They saw my effort, supported me fully. So Rocket.Chat was the first place that accepted me, not despite my limitations, but with them. After my project, one of my mentors visited Japan. We met in person at SIM. I was so happy to finally meet in person. The connections I built through Rocket.Chat are real. They don't end when the program ends. In 2025, I came back to Rocket.Chat as a GSOC mentor. For me, the hardest part was selecting mentees. I had to decide who I want to work with for the whole summer. And this time, I was the one conducting interviews in English. That process forced me to think deeply about what matters in open source. The important thing is not what can I get from this program, It's what can I contribute to this project and community? When I was a mentee, my mentors gave me so much, and now it was my turn. I discovered both the joy and challenging of supporting someone else's growth. And then came the moment that changed everything. I invited to the GSOC Mentor Summit in Munich, representing Rocket.Chat. And there were more than 300 open source mentors from all over the world, all in one place. And this was my first English conference. And I thought I was the only person from Japan. Let me be honest with you. The first day was a little hard. Summit was held at a hotel, all participants staying there. At first, GSOC staff explaining things, but I couldn't understand because they spoke so fast and I couldn't understand English. And other people was chatting and laughing, but I couldn't join in. And everyone seemed so comfortable, but I felt completely out of my place. So seriously, I thought about just going back to my room and staying there. Actually, there were moments when I couldn't find the courage to step outside my door. But the Rocket.Chat team was there with me. They included me in conversations and encouraged me. With their support, I decided to do something scary, sign up for a lightning talk. I shared my real story, how I used to sit silently in meetings, and I couldn't understand half of what was being said, how I was afraid to speak, but how I learned to take ownership. It wasn't a cool or impressive story at all, but afterwards someone told me it took courage to share that. And here's what happened next. After my lightning talk, people started coming up to me, and I had a mentee with the same challenge or something, and asked for my slides to share. And they shared their own stories about learning English. By the end of the summit, I was having real conversations with people from all over the world. I was so happy I could have cried. You don't need a perfect story or a perfect language. You just need to share your real one. That's what connects people. So let's looking back. What did Rocket.Chat give me? First, all of those first. I grew more than I ever imagined I could. Second, it made my dream come true. I always wanted to connect with the world through English and programming. Rocket.Chat made that real. Third, confidence. People valued my work and my effort, especially my mentors. They saw what I was doing, not just how I was saying it. And fourth, I found people all over the world who believe in me and cheer me on. This is what Rocket.Chat gave me. This year, I can't be a mentor, but when I was at the mentor summit, I learned something. I can always come back here. This community isn't something you visit once and leave. It's something you belong to. So I want to keep waiting forward, carrying everything GSOC and Rocket.Chat gave me. To everyone here, especially those thinking about joining GSOC or contributing to Rocket.Chat, with just a little bit of courage, you can connect with amazing people all over the world. So take that first step. I hope this community changed your life too, the way it changed mine. Thank you for your attention.